What makes a man buy a dying company that everyone else is fleeing from? June 1st, 1984. Paris, 11:47 p.m. A man stands alone in a dimly lit office. The fluorescent light hums. A drop of water hits the sink. He stares at a single sheet of paper, a proposal to buy a dying textile company. Everyone told him it was foolish, but he whispers, "They don't see what I see." That man was Bernard Arnault, the world's future king of luxury. And that single decision, made in silence, would change the face of fashion, wealth, and power forever. Bernard Arnault was born in Roubaix, France, March 5, 1949. A quiet boy from an industrial family. His father ran a construction firm. Nothing glamorous, no silver spoon, just dust, concrete, and ambition. At the dinner table, his mother spoke of Christian Dior, the grace, the beauty, the dream. He listened, and that spark stayed buried, waiting. Years later, he studied at École Polytechnique, France's elite engineering school. He could have built bridges or skyscrapers. Instead, he would build empires. In 1971, he joined his father's company. Brick by brick, he learned the mechanics of business. But something inside whispered, "There's more." He turned the family's construction business into real estate, his first act of transformation. But his true destiny waited in Paris, behind the cracked walls of a bankrupt textile group. In 1984, France was unloading a disaster, Boussac-Saint-Frère. Factories collapsing, workers striking, investors fleeing. But hidden inside that wreckage was a single shining name, Christian Dior. Every banker, every minister, every rival told Arnault to walk away. He didn't. He secured $15 million from Lazare Frères and bought the entire conglomerate for a symbolic £1. But the cost wasn't the price. It was the burden. Debts, lawsuits, thousands of angry workers. He made the hardest decision of his life. He cut thousands of jobs, closed factories, and saved Dior. The media branded him the Terminator. Union leaders protested outside his office. Politicians condemned him on television. They mocked him. He's too ruthless for luxury. But he knew. Sometimes destruction is the first step toward rebirth. At night, while others slept, he studied luxury, its psychology, its soul. He didn't see handbags or perfume. He saw status, story, emotion. He read about the great fashion houses, Chanel, Hermès, Yves Saint Laurent. He studied their founders, their failures, their comebacks. And slowly, a vision emerged. He whispered again, "Luxury isn't what you buy, it's what you believe." In 1987, Arnault set his sights on a bigger prize, LVMH, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. It was a merger gone wrong. Two powerful families, Vuitton and Moet Hennessy, locked in bitter conflict. They were tearing each other apart from the inside. Arnault saw an opening. He began quietly buying shares. First 5%, then 10%, then 20%. By the time the families noticed, it was too late. Within 2 years, he controlled the company. The boardroom became a battlefield. Executives resigned. Lawyers circled. The press accused him of corporate piracy. But Arnault remained calm. He understood something they didn't. Chaos is opportunity. Once he held the reins, he restructured everything. He installed new leadership, cut wasteful spending, focused on the crown jewels. Brand after brand fell under his vision. Dior, Givenchy, Fendi, Celine, Kenzo. He wasn't buying labels. He was buying stories. He saw that luxury wasn't about fabric or jewels. It was about belief. When you sell emotion, you sell infinity. He mastered the laws of success psychology. delayed gratification, obsession, focus, identity over money. He wasn't chasing profit, he was crafting power. In boardrooms, he faced walls of doubt. On runways, he saw worlds of possibility. He kept going. Failure became data. Ridicule became fuel. Every loss whispered, "Go higher." Then came his revelation. Luxury isn't a product. It's a language, a silent dialogue between desire and discipline. While others sold goods, Arnault sold dreams. He engineered psychological luxury, where scarcity, storytelling, and symbolism meet. He knew that once people felt part of something elite, you owned their loyalty forever. It was no longer about price. It was about perception. He implemented a strategy no one had tried before: the star system. He hired the most visionary designers, John Galliano for Dior, Marc Jacobs for Louis Vuitton. He gave them freedom, resources, a global stage. And when they created, the world watched. Fashion shows became cultural events. Handbags became status symbols. Perfume became identity. Arnault understood. Luxury must feel unattainable, even when it's everywhere. The 1990s to 2000s, LVMH became unstoppable. Critics attacked him. Competitors envied him. He faced lawsuits, economic crises, and branding wars. But while others reacted, he adapted. He merged old luxury with modern hunger. He expanded into Asia, the US, the Middle East. Factories hummed in France, while boutiques opened in Shanghai, Tokyo, Dubai, New York. Art met capital, craft met culture. The empire evolved. In 1999, he launched a quiet war against his greatest rival, François Pinault, owner of Kering, the parent company of Gucci. Arnault tried to buy Gucci. Pinault blocked him. They fought in courtrooms, boardrooms, and shareholder meetings. It was luxury's first corporate battlefield. Arnault lost that battle, but he won the war. He shifted focus. If he couldn't have Gucci, he'd build something greater. He acquired Bulgari, Loro Piana, Rimowa, and in 2019, he made his boldest move yet. Tiffany & Company, $16.2 billion. The largest luxury acquisition in history. And when the internet threatened the old world of exclusivity, Arnault leaned in, digitizing luxury while keeping its mystery intact. He realized, to survive, luxury must seduce the future. But Arnault wasn't just building an empire for himself. He was building a dynasty. His 5 children, Delphine, Antoine, Alexandre, Frédéric, and Jean, were all groomed for power. Delphine became CEO of Christian Dior. Antoine oversees communications and image. Alexandra runs Tiffany & Company. Frédéric leads TAG Heuer and watches. Each child, a general in the luxury army. This wasn't nepotism. It was strategy. Arnault knew that legacy isn't about holding power. It's about passing it on stronger than you found it. He taught them discipline, vision, restraint. He showed them that luxury is a philosophy, not just a profit margin. And as he grew older, the world watched. Would the empire crumble after him, like so many before? Or would it endure, a monument to obsession made flesh? The answer was already being written. At the core of his success wasn't wealth. It was obsession. Obsession with detail. Obsession with control. Obsession with excellence. He believed, if you stop improving, you start dying. Every runway, every store window, every fragrance bottle carried his signature precision. He would visit stores unannounced, checking displays, speaking to staff. He reviewed every major campaign, Every partnership, every collaboration. Nothing escaped his gaze. Some called him a perfectionist, others called him paranoid. But he knew, in luxury, reputation is everything. And reputation is fragile. One wrong move, one bad collection, one scandal, and decades of work can vanish. So he stayed vigilant. And beneath that calm exterior, a furnace burned. He turned the cold science of business into the warm pulse of art. Today, Bernard Arnault stands as one of the richest men alive. His net worth fluctuates between $200 and $230 billion. But his legacy isn't his net worth, it's his blueprint. He proved that luxury is mindset before money. That success isn't luck, it's design. That greatness doesn't begin with wealth, it begins with vision. He showed the world 3 eternal principles. 1. Master delayed gratification. Arnault spent decades building, not cashing out. He reinvested. He waited. He believed in compound growth, not quick wins. 2. Obsession beats talent. He wasn't the most creative. He wasn't the most charming. But no one outworked him. No one outthought him. 3. Control the narrative. Luxury isn't about the product. It's about the story you tell, the feeling you create, the tribe you build. Luxury, he showed us, is discipline wrapped in elegance. It's about building something so timeless, it outlives your name. June 1st, 1984, 11:47 p.m. A dusty office, a dripping tap, a young man with a paper and a dream. They called him insane. They called him ruthless. They called him lucky. But all he did was see what others couldn't. That single decision became an empire. That whisper became a roar. And that night, when the world laughed, was the night destiny took its first breath. Luxury isn't bought, it's built. One choice, one obsession, one moment of faith. You may start with nothing. You may be underestimated. But remember this, they don't have to see your vision. You just have to build it. Because history doesn't remember the critics. It remembers the builders.